Live. It's not. Yep, we're live. Hi.
There we go.
Yay!
Hey.
Hey,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
Yay, another wonderful show. I love these shows. Love
Oh, I
these
do too. Yep. And tonight we have a really good reason to be happy that um, the trial made manifest for us just to be here. Yeah.
Did
So,
did the jury come back? Sorry, I haven't had.
Yes, all three
Oh
counts
yeah.
guilty. All three. Yep. Yeah. They did say something tonight that didn't thrill me, and that was that he can go concurrently with the so in other words, you don't tack on because he could have 75 years, but they don't do it that way. They do it concurrently. So they think that he'll probably get 12 and a half, 12 and a half, and 4, but they're all concurrent. So I don't know. I don't know how much that makes it. If that only makes
You mean
it
they're
like,
on top of each other so that it's not like 12 and then 12 and then 4?
yeah, that's what I heard. I may be wrong,
No,
but
you're right.
I'm right. Okay.
Wow. Well,
I don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to live in jail though, because people don't like cops that are in jail. So I don't see that being a very good thing. He may end up having to be. I got to get this out of the way so I can add Scott. Oh, wait a minute.
well, I'm glad to hear that the guilty verdict came through. Thank goodness. Which I was pretty confident it
I
would.
I was pleasantly surprised that it was guilty on all 3 counts. That's the part I was not 100% sure about.
There we go.
Look
Welcome,
who
Scott.
it is!
Hey,
my.
thanks
Scott.
for coming.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Renee. Hey, Andrea.
Hi, Scott. I'm glad you're joining.
Thanks for letting me join.
Sure, that's fine. I'm glad you're here, Scott. Very good. And we're going to see you again on Thursday night too.
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Now we were just talking about the 3 guilty verdicts in the Chauvin trial.
Yeah.
Hi, Sharon. Hi, Julie.
Yep. That was
Yep.
a good note. Good news.
Yeah.
Justice for now is served. Yeah.
So I wonder if you guys feel like it is justice or if it's just accountability is finally happening, because it's justice for the family. I definitely think, but I think that these people need to be held accountable. I mean, look at how many times this has happened, and we've never been able to convict anybody for doing
Never
it.
had a conviction.
Never
Yeah.
had a conviction. So
Really? Oh.
no, never for a white on black crime like that. No. So,
Yeah.
certainly the cell phones helped.
Yeah.
Cell phone video. Yeah.
It would have been an unbelievable tragedy with that kind of evidence with a cell phone nothing but that.
Right. Hi, T-Barb. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, T-Barb.
Terry. Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to get filled up a little bit in here.
I think it's this verdict is a loud message, one that's overdue, and I think part of the change that we're all witnessing happen, right? Yeah. So it's all part of the process,
right? And to think that it was not even a year ago that this happened, and we have been able to get that conviction. Because it's going to be 8 more weeks before they tell us what the sentence is, but he's in jail.
So Scott,
Yep.
this is your first time with us. I always ask Andrea to do this, but since this is your first time, why don't you do a reading and let's see what the final outcome for this is going to be.
no pressure.
What, the trial?
No pressure.
Yeah.
What, the outcome of his sentencing with the judge?
Or how do you want that?
Is this the event that changes the tide and we're going to recover and there's going to be justice now for everybody? Are we going to get rid of the systemic racism that we carry in this country?
I think we're going to...
Is it finally going to happen?
It's a great step forward, but like every case is weighed in differently.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
As far as his 8 weeks, I'm getting it ain't going to be the same. It's going to be changed a little bit, I think, but it's still going to be justice, definitely. At least 15 years mandatory, I think. But yes, I do believe the George Floyd whole incident and this whole revolution that became is a great step forward. It's going to continue.
Yeah. I feel that way. What they did was they tied back in Emmett Till, the family of Emmett Till, who was lynched, or he was lynched in 1955 and beaten for, they said, whistling at a white woman. That those two families have stayed very connected, and it's very interesting because that's the year that Keith and I were born. It's 55, and it's almost like we're coming to this, I think that the people are feeling like there's been some justice for Emmett Till as well through, but look how long it took.
Far too long.
Years. Yeah, long
Yeah,
time.
far too long.
Absolutely.
But at least he was found guilty without question.
Yeah, you folks in Canada are so lucky.
Well, it's not perfect, but it's there's not as much police brutality, for sure. Right. I mean, there's obviously going to be some, but not so. I mean, he was just so blatant and brazen. That was what was. I think that was the most one of the most nauseating things is that he, in front of everyone, he didn't care. Like, he knew the cell phones were recording. He saw people, trying to stop him.
Yeah, with his hand in his pocket, nice and nonchalant. Totally horrible. But.
So Renee,
what really gets me too is those other 2 officers just turned around and didn't do it.
And they're going to be tried next, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe I believe accessories.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's just unreal.
So, Renee,
someone's life's in danger and they just stand there.
That's called the blue wall.
Oh.
Are you having any protest or celebrating in Memphis?
Renee?
I honestly have been not paying the least bit of attention.
That's okay.
I'm off in my own little world, I haven't I don't know. I keep up with the headlines and the need to know type stuff, but I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing for the forward momentum and movement, and I'm glad that we finally saw a verdict come in that didn't defy common sense as we've so often seen before. So that's and the fact that it was all 3 counts was a pleasant surprise to me. I wasn't necessarily betting on all 3 counts.
And only 11 hours of deliberation.
Yeah.
It didn't take very long.
But Kathy S says she thought that he wouldn't. She thought he believed he wouldn't be found guilty, and I kind of sensed the same thing. The way that he looked when they came in, he didn't really. Of course, he had a mask on, but you couldn't really tell what he was thinking.
What I saw was deer in the headlights.
Yeah, like a deer in the headlights. Yeah,
that's kind of what I was like. He just wasn't believing what was happening. It was hard to see with just being, this and his forehead. But that was kind of the what the oh shit look.
Really, absolutely. Yes. Perfect words. Yes, absolutely.
So do we take a moment and send all that healing out to the world, and equality, fair treatment for everyone, no matter who they are.
Right.
Doesn't matter the color of your skin or how much money you make, or your gender.
Mm-hmm. That's right. More and more appreciation for accountability, because this is what uh, this is what I believe, and this is just my opinion, but what I believe a lot of people feel about cancel culture, that word, those two words, cancel culture, it isn't canceling people, it's demanding accountability for what they've done. And so I would love it if somebody could go on whatever media and, say that basically. Excuse me. Oh,
Well, there's a lot of ugliness in the past that's getting exposed, right? That there
yes.
was a norm that not everyone agreed with, but now it's just like it's all stopping,
Yeah.
which is great. It's all part of the evolution.
Yep. Definitely.
All
Definitely
part of the
is.
evolution.
There's enough of us now who are like, stop piddling on my shoe and telling me it's rain.
Really.
We're just
Really.
not gonna have it anymore.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Or no more gaslighting. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely think we should offer appreciation for the jury, for the young girl that was ballsy enough to film this thing as a young girl. Um, and yeah, Laurie Sue, I believe that. Yeah, that Chauvin did put on a visual show. He did that every time he had the chance to talk or anything as well. Kind of just, I don't know, just he just bothered me every time he did. But I also think we ought to, if you're wanting some manifesting here, you're needing some help here this week, please post your comments so we can also address those things as well. So,
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
okay.
Someone asked a question from our Sunday show we had. What's it going to take to stop all this violence? Because we've had so much, gun violence in the last few months.
Yep.
And basically, what I always felt is we need more compassionate leaders, state level, everyone need to speak out, get on the news.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going to stop until we have more compassionate leaders actually speaking on it, more than, President Biden.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
We have all these Republicans won't talk about it. Fox News won't talk about it, but we need more leaders that actually care to stand up, and start speaking in news conferences, whatnot, so it gets out to more audiences.
Right.
This has been every day we feel a horrible experience again.
Well, I also saw that the governor DeSantis in Florida signed a bill against rioters and basically said if you're driving a car and a rioter gets in your way and you hit them with your car, you won't be guilty of anything because they shouldn't be there. So I know. So when you have leaders like that, it seems to just, and I think this man wanted to be president as well, which was crazy.
Yeah, but these people aren't going to last. This isn't going to stand. I mean, they're hollering and they're screaming and they're we got to deal with the temper tantrums for far longer than we would like to. But these steps to take away the humanity of others are going to be overturned and walked back and that's the shift, that's the tide that's turning. And stop worrying about what was. Now is our we're here to manifest what it should be, what it needs to be, what we want it to be.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So we need to, I agree with you, Scott, that we need to put out the idea that we would like to have strong and compassionate leaders who
Another thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do all our little group healing and send that love and light, but it takes people to actually speak of compassionate nature to get into the minds of some of these people that don't have that compassion going on.
Well, why don't we send energy to the leaders
There you go.
Well, yeah,
to
I mean,
have this?
That's a very
the
good
ripple starts
idea.
with us.
So why don't you project that out, Scott, for us? What should we collectively send?
Collectively send energy to the governors of every state.
Okay, that's a
Like
start.
speaking compassionately about the violence going on.
And sending out 50 points of light right now to all the governors. And actually,
51. Let's add DC.
yeah, let's add DC.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, and Miss Bowser. Also, all 100 people in the Senate
Mm.
who need to
Get a
take
life.
responsibility. Yeah,
Let them feel good about making the change.
it would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hope we wake up tomorrow and see the headlines.
There we go.
All the governors have decided.
Really? We can all get together and sing Kumbaya then. That would be awesome.
For sure.
I love that. Yeah.
Allie
I think
can do
it may take a few more turns of the Earth's axis before we get there.
It's very true. Lori Sue says that she thinks it will get worse before we ascend. The only reason that I agree with that in some regard because of what happened in Nazi Germany, and how people were easily persuaded. And we saw people being easily persuaded here last 4 years or so. It was exhausting. So, yeah, Ellen's right. Floyd and Chauvin were locked in a karmic dance to push the change forward. Wow.
I definitely think George Floyd was destined for this. And I suppose Chauvin on some level.
As a co-conspirator, yeah. He had to have been involved.
Well, he had to have at least been
from a soul level.
Yeah, from a soul level. All right, I'll pick the hard one this time, But I don't know. He's not going to be, like I said earlier, just before you came in, Scott, that he's not going to do well in jail because he's a policeman. And you know how inmates feel about policemen. So I don't know.
No matter how you feel, I just can't get a message or whatever why some person, like Andrea said, being videotaped, would stay on his neck for 9 minutes plus.
Yep.
That's just sick.
When you're in trouble, know it's wrong, and continue. Something is terribly wrong.
I think it was his machismo,
Oh yeah.
Because wasn't he training a couple of those cops too, and
they were new.
And I'll show you how it's done, and we don't take crap from anybody, and it just felt like a lot of machismo on some levels. And then he couldn't lose face by stopping, even though people were filming him, right? I'm guessing psychologically, that's what I'm guessing. Right. He was, and he's just obviously a monster. Like, who does that?
I know. But,
even 1 minute, you don't do it.
Oh, definitely, any minute. Yeah, I agree with you. But that little,
it wasn't a crime. Like, George Floyd didn't shoot someone or stab someone or choke. It was a fake $20 bill. Who even cares?
Yeah,
who cares about? I don't care if it was a fake 1,000 or 1,000,000. Who cares? You don't do that to somebody, especially for that reason.
Yeah.
He wasn't he's not violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made no sense.
And
then even the store owner has survivor's guilt because he called it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he's seen the $20 bill,
Yeah.
Right.
He quit.
Yeah, he had
to
quit his job.
That accepted the bill and then found out what happened. He quit that day. He left his job.
Oh, did he really? I missed that.
Yeah.
So was he worked at counter at the store or something?
Yes. Yeah.
He must feel
a
awful.
young guy.
does.
He was like 17 years old, I think, something like that.
Well,
He must
one
feel.
of the things he said was so interesting because he said, "I feel guilty about this, and I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Really, he just did what he was supposed to do."
Yeah.
But
Right.
He testified at the trial.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch
And-
the trial. It's too
and a
upsetting.
9-year-old little girl did too, who was watching the whole
Oh
thing.
my God.
And they were trying to say that the defense was trying to say there was a crowd of people that were menacing him, and they were,
Yeah, that was nuts.
yeah.
All right, so let's change the subject a little bit.
All right. To what?
Andre, what is up with Canada?
I don't know.
The vaccine?
It's
that
the
what you-
strangest thing. Like, normally Canada's
Have
in
you guys got? I did read that Trudeau was trying to get a domestic or one of the pharmaceutical companies to set up shop in Canada because you don't have anybody making the
Correct.
vaccine for you.
Yeah.
Correct. That's why I don't know why they didn't commandeer. We have breweries up here and other factories. Why didn't they just commandeer something?
Well, priorities.
Like, and start. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I can't believe it. In
Has there
Ontario,
been any headway at all? Finding somebody to manufacture
She
for
doesn't
you?
know, I don't think.
You poor people.
Yeah, I know. Just seems not good.
So we've got to get you some vaccines.
We need to manifest vaccinations.
you guys can
for-
send some love to Canada for sure.
We will.
Yeah,
And other
absolutely.
countries.
And
Other
other
countries.
What is
And
the other country?
That's a given, Andrea.
But
The India and Latin America, they don't have vaccines either.
yeah.
Is what we heard.
I mean,
So-
honestly,
India does.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Canada can't complain as much as some other countries, I'm sure, but you would think Canada would be at the forefront, not
Right.
like Ontario, province of
Yep.
Ontario is on full lockdown.
Yeah, we heard
And
that.
Ontario is enormous, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We're right back where we were a year ago.
I know,
Mhm.
it's horrible. It's like I can't figure out what India's doing. It's like it's a younger population, and it's like they don't care.
Mm.
It's like they think they can just
We have
get
the
it,
same problem.
just
don't
get
we,
it,
Scott?
it's gonna be over. But
Yeah.
now it's like they mutated it so many times, and now even the younger generation's getting sick now and
Yeah.
hospitalized.
Yep.
It-
Definitely.
It's going nuts there too.
Yeah.
And I have friends in Nepal. I met playing a online game, and I message them once in a while, and it's leaking over into Nepal, which is scaring them
Wow.
Oh.
because they cross borders and whatnot with India,
Mhm.
So these young Indian folks are going into Nepal, and then they're passing it around there, and they're all worried. And they basically been on lockdown forever.
What, in Nepal?
Yeah, Nepal too. They've been locked down forever. They hardly go out at all.
Wow.
Why don't we
Well,
send some healing energy to the whole
Absolutely.
dang world?
Really?
That
Yes, we
people wise up,
Mhm.
stay away from each other until this thing passes, and let's collectively get rid of this virus.
I think you
It's
might
never
need
gonna
to
go
go.
away. Yeah.
Might
You know,
need to
get-
go down to a basic level though of let's have people be able to demonstrate compassion.
Mm.
That's the problem. Nobody has the compassion or the patience to do this for themselves, let alone their neighbors and everybody else. And I'm sorry, but until that gets through the larger portion of our collective knucklehead, we're not going anywhere or doing anything. No matter how much we want it to be over with, it's not going to be over with until we learn compassion and patience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this isn't an individual thing. This is all of humanity. And people can't be selfish. Stay
Mm-mm.
inside. wear a mask, whatever.
We talked about this last month, that we're not going to get anywhere until we all realize we are our brother's keepers.
Yeah.
And we haven't learned the lesson yet.
Nope.
But I think it might be true. Usually your values are instilled in you when you're a child. And although you can certainly change some of your beliefs and values, if you don't have that compassion value, if you don't have that idea that we are all connected and that we are our brother's keeper or whatever, then there isn't any way that, unless you come to a real spiritual crisis and you wake up, like maybe you're on deathbed or something, then you can maybe change yourself. But up until that, those people are living in a totally material world, and they're not seeing
I
that.
don't know that that's necessarily the case, though. I mean, it was something I had to come to, but it was for me a lack of availability for the information that I needed.
Okay.
So I think us.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I'm not saying that they didn't preach compassion, but what was demonstrated in reality was a whole nother thing. But I had to search out resources outside of what I was raised to know, and so I think that I think that's where we come into play a lot, is because here we are, the normal people sitting in our living room or our basement or whatever little corner we're stashed in our houses, having conversations with each other and making all this accessible to anybody who wanders around and happens across us. We're here to have an accessible conversation and help. My thing and your thing don't have to be the same thing, but whether they are or not, I can at least point you in the right direction. Maybe you'll like this one, go down that road.
Maybe that's awareness that you're talking about, is awareness. If you don't ever have the awareness that you're lacking something, then you don't look for it. So that was
right.
my point. But yeah, but I agree. I mean, if you want to find out and you have the awareness and you want to be more compassionate or whatever, you can sort of start reading books or meeting with people who feel this way, or whatever it is that your path is interested in. But if you don't, then,
and I think we need to also save ourselves the headache and the constant battering ourselves against the rocks of the willfully ignorant. The people who don't want to know different than what they know, quit trying to convert them. It's a waste of your time and energy. Let's find the people who have the questions and who are just a little too timid to step forward and ask. Let's seek out those type folks. They're the ones that need us, not the people who they're locked into what they're locked into. Then and until they come to their own version of rock bottom crisis, nobody can tell them anything. So it's a waste. It's a waste of time and energy on something that can't be. Your energy is best served elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Marge brings up the fact that a lot of people were told, by 45 that he wasn't going to wear a mask and everything. But of course, he ended up even getting the shot, but he, kept it quiet. But I saw that Ivanka got the shot this past couple of days, and everybody's turning on her, saying she's a traitor and everything.
Yeah, I see that. Isn't that crazy?
It is. I just can't understand it. They don't want to wear a mask because, they're, I don't know. It's circular thinking. It's got nothing to do with any kind of awareness. So,
A lot of it has to do with our own, we're all born with our own thoughts and feelings, but as a child growing up, we're influenced by our surroundings and our parents. It's like for myself, my parents were heavy Republican. And that stuck with two of my siblings, or three actually, the half sister too. But my other sister and I had our own minds.
Right.
And not everyone can break out of that mold.
True.
And there's these rural areas in Wisconsin that are sheltered, and they only watch Fox News.
Right.
Heavy. I mean, I go deliver in these small towns in Wisconsin, and all I seen was Trump signs, maybe one or two Biden.
Right.
It's in your own experiences in life, and I went in the service and I met all these wonderful people of different ethnic groups, and my roommate ended up being a black man, and he turned me on to rap music when I was 20, and
that's cool. Yeah.
And it's like it's our experiences, but like majority, I grew up in a small town. None of these people hardly even left that small town.
I know.
A big 30-mile trip to go to Menards was a big deal, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to break when you don't have those life experiences. But a lot of us, but this new generation growing up, and you can see that with the vote, the youth saved us here,
Yep.
So this new generation is moving us forward.
Yep, they definitely are. So, Lori Sue, you say that you don't want to gossip here. That we don't want to say what we don't want, which is true if you ever study Esther Hicks. But what would you recommend that we do in order to ascend and to help other people ascend in the manifesting process? If you have an idea, I'd love you to share it with us. I would love to see the work that we're doing manifest in some small way, at least. And that's why that usually we have people here that say, I need a job. Can we try to manifest a job, or can we try to manifest
a car,
or a new house, or and it doesn't have to be material things. It could be, I want to manifest more compassion. I want to manifest more patience, or whatever it is that you feel like you want. So it'd be great to have those ideas too.
Any kind of manifest is going to happen in spirit and God's old time, but when you manifest, make it reasonable too.
I agree. I agree.
If you need a new vehicle, ask for one that's good priced and not going to be needing a ton of repairs.
Yep.
Something affordable, and it's not going to nickel and dime you to death, not ask for a brand new Chevy Yukon or whatever, because that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. But the hardest thing is we can't say what we don't want, because the universe doesn't hear it as it doesn't understand negative. So I agree with Lori Sue here that we need to say what we do want, and sort of make sure that the words are okay. So.
Yeah, you could ask for a Porsche, but if you get a used little Civic or something, that's good too, right?
Yeah, be a Porsche.
It's being grateful for what you do.
You can
have.
still name it a Porsche.
Yeah.
Hi, Sheila. Sheila's here too. So
hello.
Hi, Sheila.
In order for ascension to happen, I believe we have to have what Malcolm Gladwell says is a tipping point, a paradigm shift, and this can be made manifest on shows like this, or we can ask for those things in other places as well. And so, I'd love to hear what other people have to say about what they would like to see happen, and not what they don't want to happen. So
that's a big part of manifesting what you want to, is keep that negative out of there.
Right.
Never talk about negative.
Right.
Oh, it didn't happen yet. Well, you just lost him a couple months.
Well,
Yeah, you
that's
got
the
to
thing.
trust the universe, trust the
Trust the
journey,
universe. Trust it'll happen. Stay focused.
Release it. Yeah.
and resonate on the vibration of what it feels like to have your whatever you want. Like, how are you going to feel when you get your new car
Right.
or a car? And just feel that happiness and joy, because like attracts like. It's a magnet.
Right.
If you sit around and be negative, guess what you're going to attract?
Definitely.
Yeah. If you're sitting at home, your long work day or whatever, and you're watching TV, take a quick break and imagine yourself cruising around in that nice vehicle that's not going to cost you anything.
Right.
I would like to. Marge has something, but before that, I'd like to ask that perhaps we send healing and love and light to Navalny. I don't
Navalny.
Navalny
Yeah.
in Russia,
Yeah.
who I heard was dying and was almost dead, and now I heard they did take him to a hospital, and but I would like to see that he recovers and you know
I did read on Twitter today. He is high spirited. He made a few
Okay.
jokes actually through his. I don't know if he must have had access to his Twitter account, but
Is that the guy that was poisoned?
yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
they moved him to another prison hospital.
Yeah.
A little bit better,
But he's been on a hunger strike too.
right?
Yeah.
I read they
So-
gave him some fluids, a
Uh-huh.
couple IV bags of fluid, and then I guess some nurses couldn't go back and redo it or give him more. So, but I guess he's in good spirits and doing okay.
He's so young. He's only 44 years old.
He feels like another one though. This is big destiny for him.
It is. Yeah.
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 He definitely chose it.
Yep. Yep. All right. I want to come there for you. How do you manifest a good-hearted, fair, big boss as well as direct supervisor, or a retirement package from our legislature? And Sheila weighed in. She said that she had an awful supervisor, and oh God, didn't we all? Almost free from him. Just kept telling myself I get away from him. Yeah. I don't know how these people keep their jobs when they're so lousy at what they do.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Because their friends gave them the jobs.
Yeah, right.
Well, the unfortunate thing is
Their friends who don't really have any additional competence in what it's the old boys club.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Marge, we're all going to join with you in manifesting a position or a package.
Yeah.
Whichever the universe is going to provide first and the best for all concerned.
Ah. Yep.
Okay.
We're joining
We
with
do.
you.
Yes. That, he can either leave the company or whatever's for the highest good of all concerned. Yeah. Yep. That's awesome.
How about we ask that Marge's manifest a change in the bosses and supervisors' attitude towards his workers, something like that.
Yeah, not just her, but everybody.
That he becomes enlightened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the boss gets enlightened,
There
becomes
you go.
more compassionate towards employees.
Yep.
That's probably an easy start. That person starts getting those vibes and like, hey, I'm actually not being a good person.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Sometimes you got to take it between the eyes in order to get it, like a like a big. But yeah, I would like to say that then, that we hope to manifest for you an admirable relationship with the person that's your supervisor, that he find kindness and appropriate jurisdiction, I guess is the word, for all employees, that it isn't just you, it's everyone. So no, I want that to show.
And whatever needs to be healed inside of him, because this behavior is probably coming from an unpleasant place inside of him.
You don't
So
have a
that
big boss.
so he gets healed and therefore becomes a good man.
Okay.
Good.
Mine says they're all women.
Or woman. Sorry,
Oh my
woman.
God.
They don't
Whoever
have
it
a
is.
she don't have a big boss right now. Needs a
Okay.
big boss to handle the bad season.
To handle it.
Well, let's get your supervisors healed and treating people properly.
Yeah. I worked with a whole group of women once. They were horrible to each other and me. And one day I stood up and I said, I've never worked with such a bunch of weirdos in my life. And I just packed my stuff up and left. And I felt so good. I needed the job, but it was worse. It was too toxic. So, try to find something else that won't be so toxic for you, hopefully. But
yeah, sometimes you have to leave a job.
You do.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yep.
No, there isn't. Yep. Sometimes we're placed in a position where we can't sustain that anymore, and so we have to leave, or we get fired sometimes if we don't.
Yeah.
So,
I've been there.
Yep, we all have.
2 years and 9 months. I was pumping septic systems for a boss, and he was horrible.
Oh no.
And every day I purposely came at the very last minute, praying he was gone, so I didn't have
Right.
to come to him.
What you manifested was a shitty job, so you got a shitty boss.
I guess.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't mind the hard work and everything and
Right.
the customers, but the boss was just horrible.
Boss was-
I finally got to a point one day, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. Yep.
And I
You
took
don't
my
need it.
chances. I had a little bit in the bank, and I took my chances, went on vacation, and I found a job when I got back. So
Good for you.
it worked out.
Sometimes you just needed a change of scene. So I had asked Lori Sue to let us know what she thought, and so we can have a positive affirmation. She
You
says
betcha.
that we might mutually join together in understanding for our universe is here for ascension. How dare we pray for one's healing when the contracted rebirth agreement is otherwise? All I usually say, Lori Sue, is this or something better now manifests in totally acceptable ways for the highest good of all concerned. So I did not say that this time. I'm not trying to make it, intrude on anyone else's karma. But I do believe that there are a lot of people that are suffering, and if they want the help, they might be able to find it through this. But
I think, what you usually say is for the greatest good. So whatever the right thing is, that's the energy we're sending out or hoping for, because we don't always have that answer.
Yeah,
it's not always clear to us, but we do ask for the greatest good of the person or the situation or the people.
I'm not really a prayer person. I agree that prayers can be detrimental. People ask for them. If they ask you, would you pray for me? Then that's their choice to do. I don't usually pray for somebody. I just do send them love and light and for their best purpose and their best, whatever is important for them. So Tiger, it's nice to see you, Tiger. All right.
Is there anything else happening?
I was going to ask the same question.
Out in the universe and the planet that needs some good energy its way? I haven't seen the news. So.
I guess we're doing okay.
Has all those tornadoes and stuff calmed down? I haven't noticed lately.
I don't. Whatever it is blowing outside my window right now. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's a little bit windy and blustery out there right now.
So all of this is expression of the source, and we work to co-create based on our choices, thoughts, words, and actions. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, this is your manifesting night. All of you out there. Kathy just brought up poverty, homelessness, people going to bed hungry, the Asian hate that's going on out there. I would love to see a change in that. But I do. I don't see a benefit for anybody to have to deal with that. Um,
Like
I
education, like, how, I don't know how these people think the way they do. It's fear
I've
based,
never had
obviously.
to.
It's
Fear
fear.
based. It's lack of. I don't mean that they're uneducated, but that they
Oh, I
just
know.
maybe
Mhm.
haven't had experiences being around other cultures, or
Mhm.
they
They've
weren't
never
taught.
been they've never been confronted with anything different. Not
And yet,
really.
I don't want us to sound like we're also othering anybody because
Mm-hmm. No,
everything
yeah,
is everything is a
yeah.
choice. Yeah, but I've had people come down on me before because it sounded like I was in a conversation somehow separating, and everybody is a part of the source, so
Yeah,
everybody
we're all
is
one.
all one. But nobody, a lot of people don't realize that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they really don't. And I think that all of us who are even watched the verdict today, I was all teared up. I know a lot of people were really teared up about the whole thing, and that's where you can see the connection in times like this, in times of trouble and so on, when people join together. So, yeah,
Yeah, we have one home and it's Earth. We all live
yeah,
here. It's all our
yeah,
one home. We're
yep.
all it's all one family.
Do you think we should be up on Mars doing what we're doing, spending all that money? What do you think? I'd just be interested to know.
It wouldn't be the first place
No.
I'd spend money, given if you just turn around and look at Earth and all the things it needs,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
water, the animals, the humans,
Hmm. Yeah,
Sure, if everything was fixed down here, go right
Yeah,
I
ahead.
precisely.
exactly,
Precisely.
exactly.
that's what a lot of
If we
people have
if
said.
we if we had our own house in order, by all means, you go explore and do whatever you want to do. By all means. But
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, but I have a different take on even Bill Gates. You don't really impress me with your philanthropy, given the fact that your philanthropy is still less than 2% of your entire net worth.
Right.
How does that? How is that supposed to impress me? You know,
Right.
I have bupkis and I donate more than Bill Gates does percentage wise. You know, it's just yeah. No, I'm sorry. You lose me at I have all this available and I could fix the world. I just choose not to.
Like, how many hundreds of millions does it take to send a rover to Mars? I don't even know.
Well,
Astronomical.
and then at some point in time, to me, money is like temperature. At some point, it's just you can have enough for anything and everything. If it reaches a point when it's hot enough that you just don't care what the temperature is anymore, and money's kind of the same way. Once you reach a certain point, what good does it do you? It,
Hmm.
I've
I,
seen stacks of money. I worked in a bank for a while, and my job was one of my jobs was filling up the ATM when the new money came in. It emptied out quickly. So I've had the opportunity to handle stacks of money before. And
well,
it's
it's
just
very,
not
it's
worth it to me.
but we have to be careful too. We can't really judge everybody that has what they have. This is what's their path. This is what they signed up for, and so we can't really make people give more than they want to give. Actually
Oh no, I'm
philanthropy.
not saying you can make anybody do anything. But my point is, I'm not impressed with what you're showing off.
Uh, uh-huh.
It's just
Well, that's
you
your
can do
thing.
it.
That's your
You're
choice.
exactly right. Do what you want to do. Do you? That's fine. But I don't have to be impressed with what you're trying to sell me.
Mhm. Okay. Well, Lori Sue, I always welcome different opinions. It's just that's how the world goes around. It doesn't mean I always agree with everybody's opinion, but I do listen to them and try to add to that. So global warming, animals in peril, cities that will disappear as the ice cap melts. Oh, it's already happening. So I heard polar bears are actually, now this may be a joke. I didn't read it on the Onion. I read it somewhere. But I heard polar bears were mating with grizzlies and they were going to call them grizzly bears. Because they don't have anything there. All the ice is melting. It's like they're starving and stuff there.
Yeah, have you seen those? I've seen some of those pictures of the polar bears. It's just like,
it's so sad.
Emaciated or whatever the word is. They're so skinny.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true.
So I don't know what's going on. I feel like the energy in the room tonight is
different.
Mm-hmm. And why in the live feed? So we can make a difference. I'm telling you, we can. Your thoughts can make a difference.
We have.
Uh-huh.
And we have with this show, yes, we have seen change. So it is true. We can make a difference. We can collectively, individually, but strong. We're stronger together. Mm-hmm. And if we send out good energy and healing and whatever to whomever and whatever, it works. It has to, because the vibration happens and it travels and it will be felt.
Yeah, it does. Tiger, we usually try to manifest something happening. Like at Christmas time, there were a lot of trucks that were backed up in the UK. They couldn't go over the border with food and people were starved. They were having all kinds of problems. And we sent a lot of love to them. And we ended up seeing the next day that those trucks moved. So that was a nice thing.
Yes.
But, so as a whole, yes, what we would like to manifest. But there are some people here that also like to manifest individual things for themselves. A new
so we're
job.
Here to help people in the room. And we're also here to send out things to the earth.
In general.
Whatever situation needs it.
Right.
You're right, Tiger. I mean, if you have something you want to help us collectively manifest for you, put it out there, girlfriend.
Really, we could all use the love and light. Believe me, it's very important. Just to know somebody cares about us enough to say, I hear you, I understand. But I'm feeling the same way, sort of, what's the word I want to say? Defensive, maybe? I don't know. Like maybe defensive. And that isn't usually the energy we have. So maybe we want to manifest that everybody feels comfortable here. And we could do that.
Well, it sure as heck better be here, right? Because this is the epicenter where we want all good energy. So lots of love, lots of good vibes to everybody. Mm-hmm. And this is something we can.
Tiger wants to manifest on our memoir.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Sheila, I'm glad. Good. No, I wasn't saying you felt defensive, but why can't you manifest better health?
You can.
What particularly is...
I believe you can.
Yeah, I do too. I'm going to recommend Louise Hay's book. We've talked about it on other shows, but it's You Can Heal Your Life. And
it's been out for a while.
It's been out for a long time, but it talks about some of the specific ailments that you might have and why you might be having them. So also, sometimes I don't feel like we're aware enough of what it is that's going wrong. So, you're an NDR, Tiger? What? Wow. Near death? Yeah.
I'm also working to help another.
Yeah, write her story.
Near death experience person write her story.
Yes, Wayne Dyer did. I want to recommend.
I
By the
have
way,
that. I have one of those healing books, but I can't find. I know I have it here.
Oh,
It's You Can Heal Your Life
yeah,
by.
Louise Hay.
Louise Hay.
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched Cash Peters the other day, and he had connected with Wayne Dyer's transition, and that was fascinating. And Wayne Dyer was a man who consciously chose the path that he wanted, and when he died, he had done everything he was supposed to do, something like that. And I thought, well, that makes sense because the man was very, very good at, you know, coming up with things that he could talk about and stuff. So, all right. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're here, Tiger. Yes, wasn't it is fascinating to see that. Yeah.
And part of, when you see the news or something and it's upsetting, or you hear something about someone in your life or whatever, instead of absorbing all that upset energy, crying in the bed or whatever, which can happen, try to get it out of you by sending love and energy to it. So if you see something on TV about animals that are being hurt or whatever, send love, healing energy to those animals. The news, like anything you see, you can. And so that what I'm saying is that so you don't take it in, because a lot of us are probably in this room empaths, and it's very hard on empaths because you feel things. So if you send love out, you're actually doing something. You're being active about it. You're not just absorbing the situation. You're actively turning around and helping it. And a lot of people feel helpless, especially the last 4 years with 45 running the show. Mm-hmm. You don't have to feel helpless. There is something you can do. And the first thing you can do is send love and healing or whatever the situation may need, so that you feel like you've done something.
Right. Right.
Because everyone can do that.
Everyone can do that.
Everyone can do that.
And as far as the language for if you're not feeling well, try instead saying some affirmations like, every day in every way I'm getting better, or, I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise, those kind of things, instead of saying I don't feel good, or whatever, because you bring more of saying.
Right. Yeah.
Correct.
Gratitude.
Right. Correct, Tiger. The more intentions on the positive, the happiness. Not always me. Oh, my back hurts. I can't get up. You're putting that negative. I know we have it. It's gonna happen. If we got a backache or whatever. But
right.
Better eating.
Yep. I just started yesterday.
I
feel so much better already. Yeah.
Getting good sleep. Boy, sleep is such a big thing for your
being grateful for waking up in the morning.
Good vitamins, lots of water.
Definitely.
I finally cut the pop out.
Yeah,
good for you.
Good.
It's been 6-8 weeks and haven't had a
good
craving to go get one.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so inflammatory for your body.
All the sugar. Yeah.
You're actually good. It's empty calories.
This is sugar free. It's really good.
Okay. We'll let you have that.
It's not aspartame. It's
this is free from the tap.
Okay.
I don't drink aspartame.
It's water.
I love water's my favorite thing to drink.
Mine is too. But anybody else have a problem with different water tasting different and not liking certain water? Like it has an aftertaste or something? I don't like Evian. Ooh, it's awful. But
there's a whole sommelier thing upcoming in the water, apparently, for water now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Saw it on I think it was when Zac Efron it was Zac Efron doing his show on Netflix where he's going around the world with this guy, and they met up with this, whatever they called it, the water sommelier, and they were talking about the different it was interesting because they were talking about the different crystallizations of the minerals in the water and blah blah blah. So there's something to it. It's well beyond me at this
I
point,
think
but there's something to it.
Evion's really acidic too. pH level is quite strong on the negative side, like the acid side. So that might be the reason you don't like the taste. Or one of the reasons.
Yeah, one of the reasons. The tiger had an interesting dream here. She dreamed a gray, wretched, vicious monster bird had a dog by the head while in a tree. I wasn't fearful, but horrified. I pet the dog's back, called it to me, and the bird let it go. So it sounds like you remained calm in a very tense situation. And wow. And you were able to make things change, make the change. That's fabulous. Wow. Excellent. All right. Well, I'm sorry that that this manifesting was different than normal.
Everything's for a reason. It's okay.
Everything's for a reason. Yeah. We'll pray that next time when we get together, I really do ask that people come here with intention, at least, to send loving, healing energy to those who need it. I would say that we are having a surge in COVID cases, and a lot of them are younger people who thought that they were not going to be getting it because they're young and so on. So I'd like to send them, I guess, understanding. I don't know what I'd be like if I was compassion. If I was 25 or 30 years old, I might not be as judicious about things as I am now. But yes, I'd like to see this. Oh, I would love to manifest joy. Woo! There you go. Joy is wonderful.
Joy is the place to be.
Joy's the place that. And what brings you joy? What brings you joy, Scott?
Smiles.
Smiles bring joy. Okay. How about you, Renee?
Well, aside from the fur babies, I for one, I'm totally stoked and excited about our event on Thursday.
That's right.
And
yes,
and
we have to
getting that off the ground. So we're talking about manifesting. I think that's a good high note to go out on.
Manifest.
Yes.
Successful meeting on Thursday night with lots of people that come. Don't forget, it's going to be from, well, what is it in Eastern time?
Well, it'll start at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that would be 4.
We have it blocked out for about 2 hours, but we'll see how it goes and who pops by and how long they want to stay and so forth and so on. So.
Celebrating Earth Day.
Yeah, so it's going, Tiger, it's at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 4 o'clock Pacific. So that would be what, Central time? 2 hours.
6
and it's on that girl's channel.
It's on Lilac Lantern.
On Lilac Lantern. That's right. And Renee is going to be talking about, and we're going to have lots of people there that will surprise you. It will be wonderful.
Yeah, we've got so far 6 confirmed readers who are going to stop by and join us over the course of the evening.
Celebrating Earth Day, and all donations will be going to charity to be named.
So Earth Day is also my stepdaughter's birthday.
Oh, lovely.
Well, see, there you go. Now we can have a birthday party too.
We can have a party. That's right. Absolutely. All right. Thank you.
We'll have the punch bowl and the chips and those remember those little butter cookies with the hole in the middle? Oh, yeah. We'll have some of them on the back table for the mix and mingle. We'll go all out.
Andrea, what brings you joy?
Well, obviously kitty cats, but I'd say making people laugh. It's actually
it is a good thing, isn't it? Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Keith?
Oh, what brings me joy? I like smiles.
Just like Scott. Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like getting out there and walking. Feeling the earth. Feeling the earth under my feet.
Always feel there. We got to save that for Thursday.
Okay. Will do. Very good. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Marvita. Sorry, we're almost done. Let's manifest a better time next time.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
it's fine.
that's great.
I mean, even, if someone puts something in the comments, we're all here reading it. It's being manifested.
That's very true.
It's
That's very
more
true.
of the person's intentions,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Because you
you're
got to
right.
follow through with your own manifesting. We can put all the love and light you want, but unless you're in the right mindset to
Right. Said
manifest
that you
what
want
you
things to
want,
change. Nope, you're
that's
right.
what changes.
Marvita, thank you. T-Barb.
Hey,
And
T-Bob.
roller skating. Good for you. I used to love ice skating. So thank you, Melinda. Love and light to all of us, and healing. And thank you all for coming by.
Take
Namaste.
care,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.